Students, today we are going to learn about the expression of genes. Now, in our previous videos, we have learned that the gene is the segment of the DNA which is coding for protein. Now, how the gene is expressing itself and what are the conditions which regulate the expression of the gene, because all the genes are not expressing themselves all the time. The genes are expressing only when they are required, because genes are what? They are coding for the protein. So if they are coding for one enzyme and that enzyme is not required, when it is not required, when its substrate is not available, that gene is not required, that expression of that gene is not required. So at that time, that gene is not expressing itself. So who is regulating this expressing and not expressing? There are regulatory genes. These regulatory genes are helping in the regulation of the expression of the gene. Now this gene expression can be regulated at various levels in case of eukaryotes, but in case of prokaryotes it is only at the transcriptional level. When the transcription is taking place, that time it can be regulated. So this is regulation of gene expression. Regulation of gene expression could be exerted at following levels. It can be exerted at different levels in case of eukaryotes. Transcriptional level. Transcriptional level means when the transcription is primary transcripts, means the heterogeneous nucleus RNA, where the processing is not yet been done. So that is the primary transcript. So at that level it can happen. Then it can happen at the processing level. Processing level is at the when the splicing is taking place, when the introns are being removed and the exons are joined together to form the mature RNA. Capping and tailing is being done. Then the third level where it can happen is when the transport of messenger RNA is taking place from nucleus to cytoplasm. Because once the messenger RNA is ready, it's mature, the splicing has been done, capping and tailing has been done, then this messenger RNA is coming out of the nucleus to the cytoplasm. So at that level also regulation can happen. Then regulation can happen at translation level. Translation level means when the information which is there with the messenger RNA, the genetic codes which are there on the messenger RNA, that information will flow and will bring the required amino acids to form the protein. So at that level also, the regulation of gene expression can take place. In addition, metabolic, as I told you just now. Now suppose there is one enzyme which is required for the digestion of proteins. So if the proteins are not present, the substrate is not present, then that enzyme is not required. So that gene will not express itself if the substrate of that enzyme is not present. So metabolic pathways, physiological activities like development of the embryo to the young one, pregnancy, ovulation, and these are the different physiological processes which are taking place in our body, and everything is not required all the time. So all proteins, all enzymes, all hormones, these are not required all the time. So these physiological activities are also regulating the expression of genes. Similarly, the environmental conditions, they also regulate the expression of genes. So the expression of the gene can be exerted these levels: at the level of the transcription, at the level of the translation, that means when the genetic information is flowing, and it can also happen at the metabolic, physiological or environmental conditions. So depending on the metabolic, physiological and environmental conditions also regulate the expression of genes. Now, expression of genes coding for enzymes. This is what I told you, that is required only when substrate for that enzyme is available. For example, as I gave you the example of protein, another example is lactose. Now, lactose is the substrate for one enzyme, and this enzyme is beta galactosidase. Now, beta galactosidase enzyme is it can function only when the lactose is present, because lactose is the substrate for this enzyme. Now, suppose this lactose is not present, then what will happen? This enzyme is not required. So, this enzyme is not required means the gene which is responsible to produce this enzyme will not express itself. Now, when the lactose is present, then this enzyme is required. So at that time, this gene will express itself and it will convert lactose into glucose and galactose. Lactose is a disaccharide and this will break down, hydrolyze, and will give glucose and galactose. So E. coli is the bacteria which synthesizes beta galactosidase. Beta galactosidase is the enzyme only when lactose is available. So the enzyme which is the gene which is responsible to produce this enzyme will express itself only when lactose is present. So this is the metabolic condition which is regulating the expression of the gene. Now, regulation in prokaryotes. Prokaryotes, as I told you, in prokaryotes, there is no well-defined nucleus. So, there is no processing also of the messenger RNA. There is no splicing, no tailing, no capping. The messenger RNA is formed, and simultaneously, the messenger RNA can start forming the proteins as well. So the process of transcription and translation can go on simultaneously in case of prokaryotes. So in prokaryotes, it is mostly regulated by controlling the rate of transcriptional initiation. That means the starting of the transcription. This is the stage when the gene expression is regulated in case of prokaryotes. The activity of RNA polymerase. Who is helping in the transcription process? RNA polymerase, because RNA polymerase is the enzyme which is making messenger RNA from the template of the DNA. So the activity of RNA polymerase at a given promoter, if you recollect the structure of the transcription unit, it is having promoter, structural gene, and terminator. So for this RNA polymerase activity at a given promoter is regulated by accessory proteins. Now, these accessory proteins affect the ability of a promoter. These accessory proteins, they will help the promoter to recognize the start size, with whether the process should be started or not. A regulatory protein. Now, these accessory proteins which are regulating the process of the initiation of the transcription, they can be activator or repressor. They are called activator if they are activating the process, and they are called repressor if they are inhibiting the process. So they can be activator, they can be repressor. Now, accessibility of promoter is also affected by operators. Now, who are the promoter, which is assessing the promoter to start the transcription process? Operator is the region located adjacent to promoter. It is near the promoter, adjacent to the promoter, that operator is present. Now, this operator is helping the operators to assess the promoter to start the transcription process. Now, each operon has a specific operator and a specific repressor. Every operon, the operator region, is having a specific operator and a specific repressor. Usually operator binds to the repressor protein. So operator is binding with the repressor protein, and this repressor protein is repressing or inhibiting the promoter to start the process of transcription. Let's see this diagram. This will make it more clear. See, this is the double-stranded DNA. Now, the messenger RNA, this is promoter. Now, this promoter you will find as operator adjacent to this promoter. And before promoter, you will find a regulator. Now, this regulator gene, these regulatory genes, which are not in the structural gene, promoter, structural gene, and terminator. This is the transcriptional unit. So this regulator genes are here, this fragment. Now this will produce a messenger RNA by the process of transcription and will form the proteins. Now these proteins can be activator, these proteins can be repressor. Now if this is repressor, it will go and bind with the operator region, and this will turn off the process of transcription. Now if it is activator, then it will activate the operator region, and then the process of transcription can go on. So this regulatory proteins can be repressive, can be activator. If they are repressive, then what will happen? They will bind with the operator region, and this will turn. It's like switch. You turn on the switch, the light is on, the fan starts moving, and if you switch off, the fan will stop moving. So that is operator region. So this is the operator region, and this decides that whether this transcription will take place or not. If transcription is not required, then this will put a repressor here to block the operator. So this promoter, the RNA polymerase, cannot go beyond. So this RNA polymerase cannot start the formation of messenger RNA for this structural gene. So no transcription will take place here. So this is how the regulatory genes, the expression of gene is regulated by the regulatory genes. This is the structural gene and this is the regulatory gene. Now this regulatory gene, they are called regulators, and they are regulating the process of transcription. And in prokaryotes, this is the only thing which can control the expression of genes. We will do the operon also. One operon is there in your syllabus, and that would make it more clear in prokaryotes. Now see the level of regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, it can happen at various levels. This is gene on DNA. Now primary transcript. This is the first it will transcribed into primary transcript. This transcript is without tail, without cap, and with introns. So this control, if it is controlled or regulated here, this is called transcriptional control. This primary transcript, when it is being processed and it is forming the messenger RNA, then this is called RNA processing control. Now this messenger RNA will come out of the nucleus and go to the cytoplasm. That means the RNA is being transported from nucleus to cytoplasm. So here also this control can happen, and this control is called RNA transport control. And this RNA, which is now in the cytoplasm, is forming the protein. So this is the process of translation. And the control can happen at translation level also. So these are the various levels where the control can happen in expression of genes. Just see this. This is the nucleus of the cell. And in nucleus, three things are happening. One is the DNA is packaged. So at the level of the chromatin structure also, the regulation can take place, because what are genes? Genes are segments of DNA. So access to many genes is affected by the packaging of DNA and by chemically altering the histone proteins. One is this. Second is initiation of transcription, when the transcription is taking place by RNA polymerase and this messenger RNA is formed. Third is at the processing level, when the processing is taking place, the heterogeneous nuclear RNA is getting converted into messenger RNA, mature messenger RNA. So at the time of processing also it can happen. So these three things are happening in the nucleus. Now in cytoplasm, three things can also happen. There are genes, silencing of genes. These are the double stranded RNA, which are called silencing or small interfering RNAs. Now these RNAs will go and attach with they bind themselves with the messenger RNA and they stop the process of transcription. So here also this can happen. This is called gene silencing. Is at the translation level, when the translation is taking place, then also when the protein synthesis of protein is taking place, then also it can be altered, or it can be the expression can be speed up, the expression can be slowed down in the process of protein synthesis. And it can also happen post translation modification. Post translation means once the protein is being formed, then also it can happen by it can alter the activity of a protein after it is produced. The protein has been produced, but still it can alter the activity by different reactions, by phosphorylation or different reactions. It can be it regulates the expression of genes. So in eukaryotes, these are the stages, these are the levels where the expression of genes can happen.